Yo, I just want to throw this little interesting story out there for all y'all boxing heads about Mike Tyson and Tupac. And listen, you might have even heard the story already, but if you didn't, I'm just going to do a quick recap of Mike Tyson was on the Who Kids radio show last week. And of course, Mike Tyson has a lot of stories, and he brought up a crazy old Tupac story when they first met. During the interview, he's talking about the first time he ever met Tupac. And listen, this story lived up to expectations. If you ever go back and catch it, it was really good. Mike Tyson was saying that he was at an upscale club. And, he's sharing laughs with the folks running the place. They reminisce and they were drinking and they cried together. And this part is like really kind of important for you to later understand the story. Now, the problem came about was apparently Tupac wasn't allowed to be in this upscale club. And, he's like, maybe it's because nobody, including Mike Tyson, they didn't really know who Tupac was and all that. So Mike, listen, people don't know Mike has a good heart. So Mike, he was feeling bad. So he asked the organizer to let the young MC in. But what he realized was Tupac had like a 50-person entourage. Like he was rolling deep that night. And this is an upscale restaurant. You know the type of people that Tupac rolls with. And after all, Mike Tyson said, hey, we had just finished crying together and reminiscing and all that. So they went ahead and, listen, Mike, we're going to do you a favor, man. So about 45 minutes later, Tupac, his entourage gets in there. And he said, next thing you know, Tupac was on the mic and he was rocking the club. And he said, listen, Tupac he's just dope that way. And he said, listen, and, that wasn't the end of the bond, that they had. And Mike was like, the next time I see him, I'm in prison now. And he said he wasn't famous then. Then he's famous when I get locked up. So he wrote me. And he was like, yo, Mike, I just want to write you this letter, let you know I appreciate you letting me get into the club, this and that. I haven't forgot you. And then Tupac came and he visited Mike Tyson. And they just started talking, while Mike was locked up in jail. And, that's how they really just, met each other. That's how the story, how, it all went down. And, they're often linked together because, their friendship, they had back then. And it really hit Tyson hard, man, that he ended up getting killed, the night of his fight, following Mike Tyson's fight. And that was back in 1996. And Mike was like, yo, Tupac, his energy was off the wall. He's like, man, guys don't even do that no more. When I see entertainers, it's just not that type of energy. And he's like, yo, some guys, they sell hundreds of millions of records, right? But they don't have that stuff. He had that stuff. He had it. And that's the story that Mike Tyson, in a nutshell, the recap of what he said. But he was right, man. Nobody has that stuff. And, what he's talking about is when Pac rapped, you felt it. It just wasn't no story. He brought you into the story. He made you feel his pain. He made you feel what he was going through. I mean, he made you feel like you were really there. And the way he wrote his raps, his stories, it just drew you in. And, but, that's the story of Mike Tyson and Tupac, how they met and all that. If it wasn't for Mike, he would have never got in that club and rocked that mic. But I'm still shocked they let his 50-member entourage get in there. But anyway, leave your thoughts, comments below. And, what are your thoughts about the bond with Tupac and Mike Tyson was? For Mike to do that for somebody that's not even famous, it just lets you know the compassion and how Mike likes to help people, man. All right, leave your thoughts and comments below. Did you know about this story? Is it new to you? Do you have anything you can add to the story? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think.
Make sure you subscribe, or else